Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bottom Line Upfront's Travel Tips series. Now today we're not going to be talking about tips that you can implement while you're traveling. Instead, we're going to talk about booking your travel. In my opinion, traveling is the best use of your resources and time. However, as we all know, sometimes booking a trip can require more resources than maybe you have available at that time. But that doesn't have to be the case always. Let me tell you about a little secret that we use. Well, first, let's figure out where you are in your head as far as what trips should cost. Imagine 3 years ago, we took a trip to Ireland. It was a 6-day trip. Airfare was included. It was multi-city around the country. They gave us a rental car and all of our lodging was taken care of in hotels and Airbnbs, and breakfast was included each day. Now just quickly think, what do you think a trip like that should cost in today's travel market? I'm willing to bet the number you're holding in your head's a lot higher than what we paid, and I'll just tell you up front, we only paid $600 for this trip. How do we do that? Well, believe it or not, we're actually using Groupon.com to travel. I bet a lot of you have heard of Groupon. It's a website where you can go to get discounts on massages or haircuts or at certain restaurants or maybe a pet grooming service. It's usually local stuff that people book with Groupon. But they have a getaway section that I think is starting to rise in popularity, and really it's what we primarily use to travel. So let me show you real quick what Groupon has to offer today. Now when you go to Groupon, you're gonna see things that you expect. 60% off of a hair package, 57% off of some kind of classic meal prep, but we don't wanna bother with any of that. Go straight to getaways up top, and then come down to air inclusive trips. This is where you're gonna get the best bang for your buck, because in most of these trips, the entire cost that includes your hotel and your airfare and sometimes a rental car is lower than what it would cost if you look individually just to book a flight to the location. For example, this is today, January 18th, 2018. They're offering a $400 trip to Cancun, so that includes your hotel and the airfare. You can go to the Azores for $100 more, a couple more all-inclusive trips. So a lot of these are your very relaxing vacation type trips. However, if you want to get to China for only $600, that's a really great deal, considering the airfare to China is definitely going to cost more than that. And this, as it says, will get you some premium hotels. If you really want to splurge and you have the money, you can take a 10-day trip through Thailand with airfare included for only $1,000. That seems like a great deal. Now, a couple things that you should be aware of when it comes to booking with Groupon, because number one, you're going to think this can't be legit. These prices are way too low. Well, as I told you, this is how we primarily travel, and I can say that it is legit, even though we were a little skeptical at first as well. When we went to Ireland for our first Groupon trip, they actually gave us little paper vouchers that we were expected to give to the hotels and the B&Bs as payment. And I thought, well, here's the catch. They're not going to take it. They're going to say, what is this? You have to give me euros. However, it actually worked out just fine. They expected the Groupon vouchers and they took them with no questions asked, and we were on our way. So if you can get past the voucher thing. The second thing that you need to know about booking with Groupon is that when you go to book these trips, you're gonna notice that you can't pick the exact date that you want. It's gonna give you a window. It'll say this trip is available for these 3 months, and it'll say certain dates in these 3 months. Now, I don't know why they do that. I'm sure it has to be, it's part of the reason that these trips are so affordable. However, what you have to do is buy the Groupon first, and then it allows you to book the trip. Now, what if you go to book the trip and the dates that you want in that 3-month window aren't available? Because sometimes they only have maybe 5 to 6 weeks in this 3-month window that you can actually travel on the deal that you purchased. Well, it's super easy, hassle-free to get your money back, to have a great refund policy, so you don't really have to worry about that. I think it's just that these dates are changing so much with last-minute deals that they can't say these dates are offered and these dates are offered. It's just, we have some slots in this 3 months. So if you're willing to buy the Groupon, look at the dates, and if they don't have your dates, get the refund. This is the cheapest way to travel, and it's how we do things all the time. So the bottom line is that it doesn't take thousands of dollars to travel around the world. In fact, it only takes hundreds, as you can see on Groupon. If you didn't know about Groupon's getaways, great. I hope this gets you excited and gets you involved in planning your trips, and hopefully you get out there and see the world. If you did know about Groupon and its getaways, awesome. You're a pretty savvy traveler, and keep it up. And subscribe to the channel to keep track of what we're doing, because like I said, we booked a trip to Colombia through Groupon, and next month we're headed to South Korea for the Winter Olympics. Happy travels.